Good morning, gorgeous, wild-hearted human. Welcome to 9 days of wild creative connection. I created this little mini class in order to find connection for myself more than anything else. I find at this time of year, we are so surrounded by the commercialness of life. There's so much noise in our inboxes. Even when we are somebody who prioritizes quiet, and calm and gentle, there still feels like a lot of energy coming at us all of the time. And so rather than that energy being outward going in order to protect ourselves from everything that's coming in, I thought that perhaps you might like to join me in taking a few days over the next 9 days, actually, not a few days, the next 9 days, to do some beautiful creative connection to the wild, and the wild being inside of us and the wild outside of us. Connection is one of the very foundational pillars of the wild-hearted artists ecosystem, which I teach around. It forms a part of this outer ring of growth, including curiosity, compassion, courage, and consciousness, as well as connection. And I think that it is such an important thing for us to practice this connection, connecting to our creativity, connecting to the tools that we use, connecting to the subjects that we render, that we honor, and then thinking about how we are connected to this wilder world as a whole rather than apart from it. So that's what we're going to do over the next 9 days. I have a series of little tutorials that will come together to make a beautiful double-page spread of different beings in forms of connection for themselves. So 3 wolves, 2 lionesses, a black swan and her cygnets, a couple of giraffe, and a couple of heron, or egret, actually. So each of the lessons that I'm going to share with you on YouTube and here in the Sketchbook Sanctuary is around about 10 minutes long. It's a shortened version from a different angle than what we do in Hedgerow. The full videos are around about a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, top-down viewing, so you can see absolutely every stroke that I make. My intention behind these videos being about a half an hour is to show that we can create this beautiful gathering of images on a double spread with sustainable intention. We don't finish one set of creatures every day. We have a conversation that lasts for a period of time, so for about 30 minutes, and to prioritize your art. If you can find a half an hour's worth of connection every day, then I think that you are going to feel so much better about the world in general and yourself and our place in the wild world than you will do otherwise. So the wild world has always been our greatest teacher of resilience and renewal, and your art helps to carry those lessons forward. Each time you sit down to sketch, you're strengthening your connection to this timeless wisdom. Your creativity is helping you weave a web of hope and healing, and it touches us all. There's this process of connecting to tools, to our creativity, to making art, as well as connecting to the story that is surrounding this brief moment in time where a photo was taken of the connection between these beings. And there's something so magical about that. So yes, over the next 9 days, you're going to get 9 little videos, which form a part of a fully narrated video that goes inside of Hedgerow. But I wanted still for you to be able to have something delightful that you can work alongside of, be inspired by, for free, because I'm all about it, man. There is an extended version, of course, in Hedgerow, and you also get a lovely ebook that's beautifully done, if I do say so myself. And there will also be the full video making of, though not narrated, of this orangutan and her twins, which was just in graphite, as you can see, there's a bit of a shine, which was just such a joy to do. So that's what we're going to work on. And I would love for you to join me, be it here in the Sketchbook Sanctuary, or if you would love to come along and join us in Hedgerow. This is the most beautiful community full of like-minded souls. It is something that I could never have imagined would be so delightful. Every day I get so excited to see what's going on inside the community. It is such a place of connection. It's such a place of curiosity and compassion. And there is so much celebration and support in there every day. So, shall we begin? I think we should just begin. I think that I want to put the walls in the middle here. So perhaps sort of this way here, knowing that I have other beings that I want to add in different spots. So I don't want them to be too large. I may move them further down the page so we've got space around the top. I'm just sort of thinking about what else we have, where they might go. I kind of let the images be my muse in this sense, and to move around however they feel they would like to appear in a page. So yeah, I think I'm going to start here. All right, I'm going to start with the wolf in the middle because I know that I want them here somewhere. So I'm looking for that rounded shape and then a little bit of that nose, thinking about the angle that that's on. How does that feel on the page? Do I want to move it up a little bit? I might move them up just a little bit. So I'm not going to worry about the sketching I've already done. I'm just going to move everything up just a little bit. All of this will disappear into the drawing as we move forward, so don't be too worried about that. If it bothers you when you're doing something similar and you want to erase, go right ahead. There's nothing wrong with erasing. I just choose not to worry about it because I like the look of extra scribbles. I know that way, you know, I'm showing that a human hand has done this, not a machine. And I feel quite comfortable with leaving them there. They're working lines. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, now let me refine these shapes a little bit. Again, I'm going to start with this one in the middle. I can see that midline that comes down here onto the nose. I can see the dark pad of the nose there. Just really scribbly shapes. I can see the grin that they've got, that feeling quite happy that there's connection there between them and the other wolf. I see this ear. I know that all of these lines aren't going to be correct, and I'm okay with that. I just want to keep moving and seeing what I can find. I'm looking up to my reference constantly. I'm looking at my reference more than I'm looking at my page. And I'm just finding shapes. I'm not doing details. I'm thinking about shapes at the moment. What are the big shapes that I can see? And all of this will need refining further yet. This is not the end. It's okay to need to adjust a whole bunch of things after we get to even this stage, all the way through. It's okay. It's part of this process. Just really lean into the joy of moving your pencil around and enjoying this process that you're a part of. I'm just looking at really big shapes, very sketchy. I have a tendency to do eyes a little big, so I want to watch that because I really enjoy looking at eyes. So I actually think this eye is going to be closer right onto the corner, on the fold, but that's okay. And then we've got a nose here with a great big tongue. I'm also looking at the negative spaces around the outside of the positive space of the wolf. Look at the angles that you can find. angle's way off there. The hard thing is to remember to stay loose and light and not put any pressure down. And that's part of the learning of this. You're not going to be able to do that straight away because we're used to holding pencils a certain way and pressing quite hard to get writing down. So there's learning around that as well. You're going to hear lots of birds out the window there. Okay, how am I feeling about that now? Ask yourself these questions. What do I want to change? Is it feeling good right now? Do I want to go further with this, or do I want to do some more adjusting? And I feel okay, I think, with this. I think I'm ready to keep moving forward. We don't have to include everything that's in every reference. You can always pick and choose what it is that you would like to include. So I don't think that I'll include all the legs that I can see. I may just do some blue shading around that. All right, I'm going to get a little bit more detailed now on this middle wolf. So I'm looking really intently now at what I can see. And do you see the difference now? I'm picking my pencil up because I'm stopping as I observe and then coming back down and placing the lines as I see them. Whereas before, some shape to some of the markings of this gorgeous being as well. Looking at the shapes of the ear. Okay, how do I feel about that shape? That's okay, I think. If it needs further adjusting as I go, that will be fine. Continuing on now down here. It's giving us a good base. I can see that the back of this wolf comes down further. There's a gap here between the ear. This ear is back, as in this is the top, like the back of the ear that we can see. I would love to know what's going on inside their thoughts at the moment, their feelings in this particular moment, you know. Is this, I think it's fair to say it's an act of affection. Is it in response to something that happened, or just to say, I see you? Is it between relatives or a family made of diverse genes? Just watch the shape of that nose. Is it just, you know, a reminder that I see you, or is it thanks in some way? Is it, I don't know, you know, I like to think about all those sorts of things. We can't know. This was a very quick moment in time that's been captured by camera, and we get to study. And how lucky are we?
You get to feel whatever you feel is taking place here. Remember that feelings are something that animals have. We're an animal. That's how we know. What feelings are going on here? I actually think I've got this head a little bit too large in comparison to this one. Maybe not. But I'm happy. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I can live with that. I can live with that. All right, this nose here now. Look at the way that we're seeing part of her mouth here. Look at the angles that it goes to. Look at the dimensionality. Okay, remember that what we're going to move from in a minute. So we're doing big shapes at the moment. We're working two-dimensionally. But we're going to be working in 3 dimensions really soon. We're going to start thinking about how we can move those 2 dimensions into something that feels rounded a form, into 3 dimensions. Boom, boom, boom.